So very good afternoon to all. So in this class, let us have a discussion in the topic of conceptual hierarchy in data mining techniques. So let us move on to the topic. And the first one is the introduction about the data mining. So data mining refers to the process of referring the insights and patterns and the knowledge from the large data sets. So here, as we know that the data mining is it's a huge amount of data we can have. So from that, we are extracting some useful informations like hidden patterns and knowledge we are extracting. That is a kind of data mining. So it involves the main things. There are a number of fields that have been involved like statistics, machine learning, artificial intelligence. These are all the some kind of additional fields have involved in order to extract some useful informations from the huge volume of data. The data mining concepts can be applied for variety of other fields also. That's the business, finance, healthcare, and scientific research. So nowadays, there is a data warehousing means that we are storing the data, large volume of data. Data mining is extracting some useful information from the data warehouse, from the large volume of data. That is a data warehousing concepts. So it may be applicable for any kind of applications, real-time applications. That's a business or otherwise finance or healthcare or otherwise scientific research fields. So some kind of here in this method, how the conceptual hierarchies have been applied, let us discuss. So the conceptual hierarchy means this is the actual pictorial representation for that. So here there will be a location. So that is as like a tree structure it follows. There will be a root node and we can have a child nodes. The child nodes can have other child nodes also. That's in terms of computer networks I am telling. In terms of database management system, we can say that there will be a generalized view. We can keep it at the top of your hierarchy, and then while we go for applying, we can move on to the specialized kind of data formats. We can move further down in the conceptual hierarchy. That is a USA or it may be India, and the USA it may be again split into New York or Illinois, or New York is again split into Utica and Albay. So this is the actual diagram I have taken from the textbook. So this is for your reference paper I have given, and this is the actual conceptual hierarchy. From this is the we can easily identify the how the data are structured is in this database. So there's a tree structure it follows the each level in the hierarchy. So here this is the location is the first level, and the USA India this is the second level, and New York, Illinois, Gujarat, UP this is the third level. So likewise level wise the data splitting process we have carried out. When we have moved from top to bottom in this conceptual hierarchy, we can go for we can achieve the specialization of a data. We can move from bottom to top in this hierarchy. We can achieve the generalization of data. So we must know about that while we have structured our data at which is the actual generalized form, which is the actual specialized form of data. Okay, now let us move on to the next. Let us continue that topic. That is a single level. How the data have been drilled down into more specific levels. Let us discuss that. So while we have for what purpose we have structured in this format means while we go for discussing about any kind of analysis or pattern analysis process, we can easily understand some kind of specific knowledge from that structure format. So instead of reading that content, by means of seeing that structure or by means of if we have already structured the data in some kind of data warehouse, we can easily find out. So that is the main purpose of maintaining that data. Now let us discuss about the hierarchical structure, which represents the abstraction level of the dimension locations. So it's actually we have started from bottom to top in this hierarchy. That is a street. Then we have moved on to the city, then province, state, then after that country. So this is the actual hierarchical structure in terms of dimension. So there may be a single attribute may be involved or more than one attributes may be involved in order to represent the data. So the first type of conceptual hierarchy is a schema hierarchy. So schema you have already known about that. That is a logical representation of a data. That is we can also group the similar kind of objects, or otherwise we can also group the different kinds of data objects also. So the kind of representation is differ. So it may be a table kind of representation, or it may be attributes or relationship. So there is a different kinds of the representation we can use in order to make the logical correlation or relationship between the more than one objects. So it is useful for the data warehousing also. So for example, so data are collected from the multiple sources. So the multiple data are organized together, and based on the organization, that is a we have formed the structured form, then store it in a data warehouse. Then the next one is a set grouping hierarchy. That is a set theory. You may have already known about the set concept in mathematics. So the set means the similar kind of items we have grouped together. Then we are finding the relationship among more than one items which is available on the set. So that is a set hierarchy. So here it is this kind of hierarchical structure which is suitable for data cleaning, pre-processing and data integration purpose. So we are going to clean the data. That's a, if is there any kind of duplication as data is available, then we can do cleaning process. Then the data may be collected from the multiple sources, we can integrate. Then it is main purpose is to identify, remove outliers, noise and inconsistency data from the multiple sources. Then the next one is the operation derived hierarchy. So operation derived hierarchy, it means that we are going to apply or organize the data by means of applying the set of operations or transformations of data. So that is a while we are discussing about the conceptual hierarchy, we are moving from top to bottom. We are applying the various conditions. Then based on the conditions we are applying, your data is narrow domain into the specialized format. So that is a top down hierarchy format. This type of data which is used for performing the clustering and dimensionality reduction. So clustering, you have already known that the similar kind of data we have grouped together as a cluster. So that is a cluster. And the dimensionality reduction means instead of considering all the attributes in your data sets, we can consider only limited number of attributes or features. That is a dimensionality reduction process. Then the operations we are performing as a mathematical and statistical operations. We can perform aggregations or normalization procedures. Aggregation procedures, at what place we are performing is we are moving from bottom to top, means we can combine together, we can group all the smaller level of data and we can group together and we can achieve the generalized view of the data. That's a mathematical and statistical operations we are performing in order to analyze the data properly. Then let us discuss about the rule-based hierarchy. So rule-based hierarchy, it is purely exclusively used for applying the rules in each and every places in your conceptual hierarchy. So this type of hierarchy which is used for classification, decision making and a data exploration process. So as you know that the classification means based on the classification rules we are using and we are segregating. It's a supervised learning process. So we have starts with the known class labels. We already known about these are all the classes we can have. So based on the inputs, if any if the condition whatever the conditions we are applying, if it's satisfied, then that particular input data will falls under that particular class. So that is a classification. That's a, for example, if you have a number of fruits, it may be apple, orange or fruits, some other fruits we can have. We are checking the quality, we are checking the color or texture or otherwise the taste of that particular fruit. Then based on which we can keep it on the particular class. It may be an apple basket or it may be orange basket. Based on the conditions we are applying, we can take any one particular fruit and we can keep it on the one particular basket. So that's a classification. Decision making is purely based on the conditions we are applying, and the data exploration, it means that whatever the data we can have, we have explored into some kind of representations. So it is for easy to analyze. So then the next one is it allows the assignment of class labels and decisions. These are all the things we have already discussed earlier. And it also based on the characteristics and identify the hidden patterns. So and it also responsible for finding the relationship between the number of attributes in your input data sets, because we can identify the dependencies and independencies among the various features which is available on your data sets, based on which we can easily analyze the data. Then the next was, what is the purpose of we go for using this conceptual hierarchy? What is the reason behind that? It means that in order to simplify the data, and it should be easily manageable and easy to analyze also. So once we have organized into particular format, we can, whenever we have needed, we can easily analyze and we can easily extract also. And it also helps to identify the patterns, hidden patterns we can easily find out. So we can also find out some kind of specific trends in the data.
So in some particular situation, some particular trends may be very popular, so we can easily find out. So it may be a in the WhatsApp or some kind of social media, you may see that some kind of videos, it may be very popular on that particular time period. So that is a trend. We can easily find out what will be the trend of that particular dressing sense or otherwise some other costumes or some other materials. So that is also we can easily find out. So that is identifying the patterns and uncovering some kind of hidden inputs. That's a it will be maximum. It helps for the business development purpose. And the next one is a improved data visualization and exploration. So what is the purpose means the it is mainly helps for tree-like structures. It is used to easily navigate and understand the large and complex data sets. So based on which the data structure we can easily find out these are all the data sets are very complex and these are all the data sets are very easy to analyze. We can easily identify, then based on which we can apply it for some kind of analysis. Then the next one is the improved algorithm performance. So how to improve? So it will also helps to the such a kind of the conceptual hierarchy. It helps to improve the data mining algorithms like hierarchical structures, algorithms. It can be more easily to process, analyze the data, and provide the accurate results. So while we have applied for the dimensionality reductions or supervised or unsupervised algorithm, we can move on to the very detailed manner of analysis of data. And the next one is the data cleaning and pre-processing. The main purpose is removing the outliers and noise which is available on the input data. Then the domain knowledge is better understanding of the data as well as the problem domain. So these are all the some kind of importance why we need to go for what is the purpose of conceptual hierarchy in this data mining. And the last one is some of the applications of conceptual hierarchy. The first one is a data warehousing. So as you know that we are storing the large volume of data, whatever the data we are storing, it may be in a structured format. So it may be some kind of conceptual hierarchical format we can follow, tree-like structures we can apply. So that is a data warehousing. We are storing the data. We are making the correlation among more than one data which is available on the database. And the business applications, intelligence, business intelligence. So if the profit of that particular organization in this month is that much lakhs means in future in the next month what will be the profit level improvement. So how much level of the additional steps we need to care, what will be the some kind of infrastructure we have needed to establish further. So likewise the business peoples can easily apply their knowledge by means of using this conceptual hierarchy. Then online retail process. As you know that the Amazon, Flipkart, they are the maximum number of people they are selling their products. They are buying their products through this such a kind of retail online retail sellers. So while we go for purchasing such a kind of items, we need to care about the how what will be the customers, the maximum number of customers in these particular locations, and which kind of products they are selling, they are buying more, and what will be the feedback they have given, and what will be the possibility of buying the frequently buying pattern nature of that particular customer, which products they are purchasing most frequently. So likewise, there are different kinds of questions they are raising in their mind and they are analyzing the data. And the next one is a healthcare field. That is also one of the important field. So in which we can easily identify what is the actual disease in the healthcare disease they can have, and then what will be the possibility of the predicting that particular disease further dangerous. So that is we can easily identify the symptoms for that particular disease. At the same time, what is the current status of that lab report, and then so likewise the various kind of analysis we can make. Then the NLP, that is a natural language processing. That is also important. So in order to identify that particular the person nature, that's their language level, how the system can understand that language. So likewise in the natural language processing is also one of the applications of conceptual hierarchy. Then fraud detection. So nowadays the fraud detection is one of the major applications in the financial oriented organizations in order to find out the sensitive informations which is available on the banking sectors. that is whether that particular person's. So here they are analyzing the patterns of that particular fraud. Okay, so these are all the different kinds of major applications which is available on the conceptual hierarchy, so through which we can easily identify the various kind of hidden patterns, and from that we can extract the useful knowledge. So I hope you can clearly understand. If you have any kind of questions, you can ask, or otherwise you can share it in a group. So thank you for listening. Thank you.